The storm surrounding this matchup started long before kickoff, ignited not by hype videos or analysts searching for storylines, but by the words coming directly out of the mouth of San Francisco's defensive coordinator. In a league where coach speak is usually measured, guarded, and intentionally vague, hearing that level of transparency from a veteran defensive mind was enough to make the entire NFL pause. It wasn't just what he said. It was the weight behind it, the subtle tension in his voice, the unmistakable acknowledgment that something unusual was happening, something he couldn't brush off with clichés or strategic misdirection. In that moment, it became clear to anyone paying attention that the 49ers weren't just preparing for a rookie quarterback. They were preparing for a threat, a rising force whose timeline had accelerated so quickly that even experienced defensive coaches found themselves racing to adjust. Shedeur Sanders hasn't been in this league long enough to build a resume filled with accolades, but what he has done, what he's already shown on the field, has been enough to disrupt the expectations people placed on him before he even took an NFL snap. Defensive coordinators don't offer genuine concern for rookies unless those rookies have earned it. And what made this moment so electric, so revealing, was the way the coordinator couldn't hide his respect even as he tried to keep his tone steady. This wasn't flattery. It wasn't courtesy. It was a moment of honesty carved out from years of studying quarterbacks, understanding their tendencies, anticipating their strengths and weaknesses. When someone with that level of experience begins talking about a quarterback's confidence as if it's a structural cornerstone, you know he's not dealing with an ordinary first-year player. He's dealing with someone who already looks like the future. It wasn't just the confidence that caught his attention. It was the ease with which Shedeur extended plays, escaping collapsing pockets and turning broken moments into opportunities. It was the precision he showed while delivering throws on the move, the instinctive feel for spacing and timing that most rookies don't develop until years into their career. When a defensive coach studies tape and sees a quarterback refusing to crumble under pressure, refusing to panic when protections fall apart, refusing to let the chaos around him dictate the outcome of the play, that's when concern begins to creep in. It's one thing to prepare for a system. It's another to prepare for a player who can break every rule of that system the moment the ball is snapped. And that's exactly where the anxiety came from. Shedeur's off-schedule creativity is the trait that elevates quarterbacks from competent to special. The kind of rare instinct that turns defensive success into last-second heartbreak. This isn't improvisation for the sake of improvisation. It's controlled chaos, engineered by a quarterback who understands leverage, understands pursuit angles, understands how to manipulate defenders just enough to open passing lanes that shouldn't exist. That is the part a defensive coordinator cannot scheme away. The 49ers can disguise every blitz, rotate every coverage, execute every game plan adjustment with absolute precision, and still find themselves beaten by a quarterback who simply refuses to let the play die when the script collapses. That is what shook the room. That is what forced the coordinator to speak with the kind of respect that can't be faked. But then came something even more telling, the acknowledgement of Shedeur's rapid growth. Most rookies hit roadblocks early, stumbling through reads, struggling with timing, forcing throws out of frustration. Yet here was a veteran defensive coach already predicting improvement from Shedeur, not over months but over days. That's not something you hear often. That is the language normally reserved for elite prospects who immediately show mastery of concepts usually far beyond first-year quarterbacks. When a coordinator begins speaking about ceiling and trajectory as if they're already inevitabilities rather than hypotheticals, that's when you know the perception of a player has crossed the threshold into something more serious. But while the coordinator spoke with admiration, Jerry Jeudy spoke with something far more complicated. His responses revealed frustration, fatigue, and a sense of disconnect from a team still trying to figure out its identity. His insistence that he can only control himself, that he just runs his routes and does his job, offered a window into the emotional aware of constant quarterback changes and shifting offensive schemes. However, sensing frustration isn't the same as excusing mistakes. That fumble after a perfect throw from Shedeur, a moment that could have buoyed the offense and expanded the rookie's debut narrative, was a reminder that success doesn't come solely from the quarterback. Receivers must step up. Stars must deliver. Playmakers must protect every opportunity, especially when trying to help a young quarterback build momentum. Still, the contrast between their mindsets was unmistakable. While Jeudy leaned into detachment, leaning on the idea of having a life outside football, Shedeur showcased a relentless, almost obsessive commitment to his craft. That contrast isn't just philosophical. It's cultural. It's identity-defining. It's the difference between surviving in the league and shaping it. Because when a rookie quarterback attacks every rep as if his career depends on it, While veterans talk about balance during the grind, the direction of the team becomes clear. One man is rising. Others must decide whether they're willing to rise with him. That's what makes this matchup against the 49ers so compelling. This isn't just a game. It's a crucible. A pressure chamber where talent meets preparation, and where mental toughness becomes as important as physical skill. The 49ers will throw everything at Shedeur, challenging his eyes with coverage disguises and attacking his timing with pressure packages meant to overwhelm even seasoned quarterbacks. This defense doesn't simply react. It dictates. It operates with an aggression designed to break rhythm and erode confidence. But the coordinator's own words revealed the one thing that could disrupt that plan: confidence. The unshakable, unwavering confidence of a quarterback who refuses to blink. Because a quarterback who stays calm cannot be conquered easily. He cannot be rattled by aggressiveness. He cannot be baited into mistakes by pre-snap chaos. Cleveland's supporting cast must rise as well. The running backs need to anchor the offense, feeding the ground game to relieve pressure. Receivers must secure every catch and fight for extra yards. The offensive line must hold long enough to give Shedeur the minimal window required for him to work his magic. Because as dangerous as he is off schedule, no quarterback can survive constant collapse without help. Football requires unity, a collective effort that amplifies greatness rather than diminishing it. And if the Browns can align around their young quarterback, if they can build momentum together, this game can evolve into something far more competitive than most expect. All of this leads back to one defining truth: respect. Genuine, hard-earned respect from a defensive coach with nothing to gain by offering compliments. That kind of acknowledgement doesn't come from hype. It comes from fear, from understanding, from preparation, and from the realization that the rookie standing across the field isn't a temporary storyline. He is a problem. A real problem. Sunday's game isn't just another chapter. It's a turning point. A chance for Shedeur Sanders to show that his poise, his skill, and his mindset can withstand the pressure of a top-tier defense. A chance for Cleveland to prove that their future has already arrived. And a chance for the NFL world to witness whether a rookie can stand in the fire and emerge stronger. If you're excited to see how this unfolds, make sure